yesterday the enemy tried to get me to come back into agreement with the spirit of rejection, and I just wasn't having it. And you know how long it took me to love myself, and you think I'm about to sit up there and about to jump up in what you want me to be sitting up here operating out of for the rest of my life? No thank you. People literally die and never get over rejection, feeling rejected, being rejected from the ones they love. And it's a real epidemic. A lot of people are facing the spirit of rejection. They feel rejected, so they conform to the world. No, thank you. I'm not conforming to the world. I'm just not. And guess what? I'm not gonna do. I'm not going. It took me a long time to get here, sweetie. I'm not about to sit up here and jump into no spirit of rejection. I'm just not doing it. I'm not gonna operate like that, because it's a spirit of operation. How your spirit operates is the spirit that's trying to come up inside of you. Okay. So if somebody chooses to offend you, you are operating out of the spirit of offense. That's the spirit you are carrying. Okay. Now, if somebody rejects you and you feel you take on the rejection, you start operating out of the spirit of rejection. That is the spirit that is the spirit that has embodied you. You are now operating out of the spirit of rejection. So what does the spirit of rejection do? Look it up, and then you begin to walk in that. That's what I said. Walk by the spirit. Walk in the spirit. The spirit of what? The spirit of God, not the spirit of rejection, not the spirit of lies, not the spirit of deception. Okay, understand what I'm trying to tell you, because this is serious. This is real life. People do this every day. People die and die in their rejection. People die in their deception. People die and believe that their life was great and it wasn't. Do you understand how deadly this stuff is? And for y'all to sit up here and act like it's nothing wrong with the world and eat mimosas and walk around like kumbaya, my Lord, everything is good, and it's not. Okay, people are hurt and need help. Okay, and I'm just here to be real and keep it 100 and 1,000. Yesterday, the spirit of rejection tried to jump on me, and I got an issue and a problem with it. Why? Because I'm going to take up, and I'm going to tell y'all exactly. I'm going to put myself out there too. I'm going to tell you that the spirit of rejection tried to jump on me and tried to make it seem like I was something I wasn't. Okay, and it wanted me to sit up there and believe, right? Because of, like I said, I've talked about this before. It all started with my narcissistic mother and my needs being met. I always can never speak up for myself, and it was always a problem when I asked for my needs to be met. I was made to feel like I'm a burden, and I've been walking in that for quite a long time, making it hard. People making it seem like I'm a burden. I always felt like I was a burden. I'm sorry, I don't want to be a, so it's hard for me to ask for help. So now I'm asking for help, right? And so Abba's getting me to not operate like that. I don't care what nobody say. This is my journey, and I have to walk into this. Abba has been using me for the last a year and some change, right? And he's allowed me to come into this place where I don't no longer operate the way I used to operate. And it's very important that I don't. Familiar spirits and spirits of rejection. Yesterday, a young lady reached out to me, said she couldn't live and she needed help. I spoke life into her. We began to have a conversation. I realized that I had talking to her previously, and then she was like, oh yeah, you helped me before. And I'm like, oh okay, I spoke life into you before. I recognized her, but I didn't know from where. Okay, so we get to talking, and we have a lot of things in similar. So now I remember her. We have a lot of things in common. We are similar in a lot of ways, right? And seriously, a lot of the things we went through, I'm like, oh my gosh, she might be my mirror, because I started feeling like I was looking into a mirror, and the false mirror before the real mirror. Okay, because what happened was I was talking to her, and I actually stopped to leave, and my Wi-Fi cut off, and I was gone for 12 minutes. I don't have no service. I was gone for 12 minutes, and I got back to her. We were talking. It was like back to back, constantly back to back, until I broke it. Okay, so I know it was my fault, and she proceeded to not text me back for 2 hours. And so in my own self, I started realizing, right, it got me to that place when I was with the narcissist, when I've been with narcissistic people, where they like to go cold turkey on you or ignore you for whatever. That's what they do. This is real life, okay? They go silent treatment because they're mad or whatever. I'm going to explain this because she manifested on me, okay? And so at first I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, no problem. Maybe something happened. Maybe she busy or something. But Abba told me how she treats you has nothing to do with you. It's everything to do with her. He kept saying that to me. Because I'm like, oh my God, I hope, she didn't feel like I was ignoring her, because I was looking at her messages, but I didn't respond. I was waiting for her to finish her stuff. She was telling me a story. And so she never got back until later that night. And so I was like, I still gave her a prayer that I found for surrender, because of the things she was telling me. And so I told her, and I still gave her a good word. I gave her the Cinderella and Beauty and the Beast word. I gave her that word about being somebody's mirror. I said, we've never had people show us the love of God, so we have those mirrors. Because she even told me, she said, I never had somebody speak to me the way you have. And I said, okay, yeah, I said, this is all God, no problem. And so it was like a conversation, and it felt good to me in a way where I felt like I could ask her, like, hey, girl, I'm going through it too. Like, if you could help me, if there's any way you could help me, I would love that. And if you don't, it's cool. Still willing to speak life to you and to encourage you on your journey. It doesn't matter, because I know that at the end of the day, something gonna have to give. And so she had no problem. She was willing to help me, and she wasn't willing to give me enough, what I needed. It wasn't like that. It was because, a long story, but it wasn't going to do me any good what she was going to give me. It was going to go to a place that it wasn't going to be usable, so I didn't want to waste her money. I just said, it's okay. You just probably not the one that's going to help me. I know that I would probably have something better. Like, I just felt led to ask you, but it's okay. So then she proceeds to tell me, oh, well, you only did all this because you wanted to ask me for help, and you saw me as a come up. And I'm like, I saw you as a come up. I'm like, girl, I wasn't even going to initially ask you until we had a conversation, until it got to that place where we understood that we were both in the same place, and that we went through the same journey, and you are even willing to help me, until I told you that I was waiting on Abba. So, and this wasn't it. It didn't feel right taking your money and all that stuff. It didn't feel like, it felt like a little bit like, no, like, this is not, no, it's okay. Now I'm using you. I've been using you the whole time, when I never even had to answer your message and speak life into you, which was my whole thing. Why would I do that? Why would I even speak life into you? Like, why would I do that? I didn't know you until we started talking, and then we started talking about the things we had been through and stuff like that, and you being on your journey and you moving all over the place. And so I'm thinking that you know exactly what I'm going through too. That's the only reason why I asked you. I didn't answer your messages thinking that you was going to give me money. Like, girl, are you crazy? And so it's just like, for her to turn everything positive that I said, like, I literally helped you get out of the place that you was at, like, not once but twice. Like, so that's my character at this point. And I even told you, I don't want to even, like, it feels a lot for me. I've been asking a lot of people for help. I've been going on the internet asking for help. So it's just like, it's hard to be in this place, in this journey. And for her to switch everything around on me and make me seem like I'm this horrible person just for asking her, and try to see her, I seen her as a come up, trying to use her, was blasphemy to me. I was like, girl, no, that's not what it was, because I never even had to answer your message initially. I'm in a place where I'm barely making it, and I still chose to speak life into you. And this is not the first time I've done it. I've done it before. Right? So it's just, that's literally my character. So you trying to make it seem like I'm out here using people. That's not the case. I'll do it to anybody. You can go through all my messages on TikTok. Majority, even in my messages for other people, that's all I do. Ask about me. People on campus will tell you. That's what I do. They get tired of me. I speak life into people. I speak life into my future husband already. That's just what I do. So it's just like, for somebody to sit up there and try to make it seem like, and then she try to say, oh, well, I don't think I want this relationship anymore. Well, girl, bye. I'm going to come back for part 2. But I'm just saying, like, she tried to,